Oh, hey fellas, Onus here, and welcome back to With a Y. It's just my third day out here. Stuff is already happening. If you guys don't know, and I'm not sure how you couldn't know at this point, but early on January 3rd, the American government ran an operation in Venezuela where they scooped into Caracas, they dropped bombs and snatched up the leader of the country, Nicolas Maduro, and flew him to New York. I slept through all of this, man. I woke up late as hell on January 3rd. By the time that I was hearing about this, it was overnight, it was already complete, and Nicolas Maduro was in New York by the time I saw everything. I felt a lot like Pointless Hub, where he was slept through the entire situation, wolf inside me meme. And many people who are chronic bet on nothing ever happens hodlers were saying, okay, something happened. This little image of the Wojak pointing at the graph okay, a few things happened this week. We'll be getting into some of the details of this, but mostly just the insane day Twitter had reeling from the news and other places as well. I'm gonna say two things up front. One, Nicolas Maduro, bit of a stinker. Not a great guy from most accounts. So you'll see clips of Venezuelans celebrating the removal of this guy who's just been brutally repressive and is a dictator, and I think that's totally understandable. It makes complete sense why Venezuelans living under his regime would be happy that he's gone. I'm sure most of these guys have no illusions about the fact that it was America just kind of unilaterally going and snatching the dude and taking him back to the States. Could mean as this situation develops further, it's been a day, so the real consequences are going to be felt more and more as we get further away from the inciting incident. Not a take that I think is particularly original or anybody was really disagreeing with. And I don't think anybody is disagreeing with this next one either. I don't really think we should be doing that. It's not the sort of thing that I think America should be doing. A point has been made that a lot of people in Iraq were celebrating when Saddam Hussein got taken out of power, but it is not hard to look at our regime change batting average and see that we're a pretty lousy hitter, man. Long history of that sort of thing in South America and the Middle East. And I think a lot of people my age are just not on board with the whole America world police sort of thing. One of the bits that's just so absurd about this particular situation though is that in the past, with Iraq, there was a lot of saying, oh, they have nukes, which they didn't, and that sort of thing, trying to convince the public that this is something we should do, when at the end of the day, it was just about the oil. And it's so well known to be about the oil, it's a meme that if we find oil anywhere, America's going in to take it. There's also jokes about how we're going into places to spread democracy, but watching Trump give his address the other night was just a fucking experience of its own, because this dude didn't even try to hold the pretense for an hour. Brody was we're going in for the oil. We want the fucking oil.
We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country.
He didn't specify which country we were supposed to be making for. I believe he says that a lot of the money is meant to be going to the Venezuelan people. I'll believe it when I see it, man. I don't really think that's his track record, but in this interview was insane for all sorts of reasons. There was that comment, and very predictably, the takeaway that a lot of people had from this was Trump said 6-7.
Haven't had a killing in a long period of time, 6-7 months.
Fuck, dude! I still have the goddamn brain rot, dude. I'm fucking gonna die with this, just spiraling into my head as, my life flashes before my eyes. Now, a lot has been made of, this being military action taken that didn't go through Congress, and I'm gonna be honest, even if Congress approved it, I probably still wouldn't have liked it. I've seen some people say it wasn't, a full-on land invasion, so it's not quote-unquote an act of war. And I'm gonna be honest, legally or not, I don't really understand how that shakes out. I am no expert political commentator. Just the images and the absurdity of the things coming out of the situation, just good fucking lord, it keeps happening. I saw some people saying, I can't believe the recipient of the FIFA Peace Prize would do something like this. And I think the most insane visuals coming out of this are the ones of Maduro himself. Both the actual pictures being taken and the visuals that people have been cooking up in their own brains. Maxwell said, me with the suspiciously Nicolas Maduro shaped bulge in my stomach. There is this photo of Maduro on the USS Iwo Jima that has been circulated pretty widely, and immediately the shit people said was, what the fuck is Dr. Disrespect doing there? It's not just the hair, it's also the headphones, and I assume this is blindfold he's got on. And the fact that the headphones are red, man, you can't make this shit up. People were already saying it's raps when Westside Gunn gets a hold of this. And if you don't know who Westside Gunn is, he is a rapper who is known for taking historical photos and just putting the parental advisory logo on it, and also doing some editing to the images. He's used imagery from professional wrestling. You had people questioning the fit choice in general general. Like, why does he look like Dr. Disrespect was the first one. And then, was he already wearing a tech fleece, or do they just drip him out for the bit? Can you imagine one of the guys on board just like had this shit laying around and he's like, bro, put this on, we're about to take a fit pic. One thing I saw that people were looking at in hindsight was the Pentagon Pizza Index being proven correct once again. If you don't know, that is the theory that there is a spike in pizza deliveries made near the Pentagon before major world events. In 1990, Frank Meeks, a Domino's franchisee in Washington, said the CIA ordered a one-night record of 21 pizzas, and the following day, Iraq invaded Kuwait, starting the Gulf War. And there seemed to be a huge spike in orders from Papa John's ahead of time near the Pentagon. And getting back on Maduro himself, I don't know what this fucking guy's deal is, man. You know, other than being a gigantic piece of shit. But like every piece of new footage I see of him, it just seems like he's posing for flicks. Nicolas Maduro throws up peace sign in federal custody after landing in New York. Like, bro, why are you doing the same shit that K-pop stars do when they face the camera? Another insane one I saw that was posted to one of the official government accounts was like him getting perped walk in public, and somebody said it looks like he's wearing the fucking Disney ears. Like, Jesus Christ, man. And he just wishes like a random camera, I assume, off to the side, a Happy New Year.
Good night. Happy New Year.
Yeah, alright, fucking sure, dude. I can feel like my circuitry leaking out of my goddamn ears right now. Kalshi, my favorite fucking source of news, also posted another picture of Nicolas Maduro surrounded by DEA agents where he's just giving 2 thumbs up while in cuffs. I've seen this guy in 3 different fucking fits over the course of 24 hours since he got taken in by the government. Also, speaking of Kalshi, there was like a lot of talk about how this was a really successful operation and that somehow there was no leaks. Apparently a few publications had gotten word of it the day before but didn't say anything about it as to not interfere with the operation. But also there was a random account like the other day right before this took place that invested $30,000 in Maduro being out of office by the end of January, and they made $400,000 on it happening and right the fuck after. So clearly like something was going around that people knew about and they're like, yeah, I can cash in on this real quick. I feel like I'm going insane, bro, because on top of all of this, Maduro is in New York and he's apparently being held at the same prison as the one that Luigi Mangione is in right now, and that fucking Diddy and Sam Bankman-Fried were being held at previously. Also, Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. We're just fucking cycling dudes in there, man. I'm going insane. So yeah, to anybody who thought that 2026 was going to be any less explosive of a year than 2025, 3 days in, Lil Uzi meme, it came in literally guns blazing telling you, nope, the fuck it's not. Anyways, be sure to follow me on Twitter at @withAY. That email's in the description if you guys want to send me any videos. I'm going to be making an honest attempt to go back to just doing like casual reaction commentary sludge. This is not what I thought I was going to be doing on day fucking 3 of 2026. Anyways, Delta in tomorrow.